Good morning. It's 6 a.m. Today is going to be a little different of a day because instead of going into normal work or the office, I'm actually driving to Fayetteville, Arkansas, to the University of Arkansas, because our company, or my company, is working with the U of A to do some sensory testing on some products that I developed. So that's why I'm up super early and driving. Here we go.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record.
Good afternoon. Work is, or at least for today, the work is over. We did the testing I talked about earlier. It went good. It was pretty cool. I showed you guys some clips. That's basically like what a sensory lab kind of looks like. There's kind of the kitchen part of it that's on one side, which is where all the prep work happens, where you like prepare the product and assign it to the right places. And then on the other side are like individual booths where the panelists or the consumer sits, and then you pass the product from one side to the other on a plate, and then they take a survey or a questionnaire that's on a screen that's prompted, and then they just click and select the right answers, or their answers, and then it all gets all the data gets collected. And then after we complete the whole testing part, there'll be data that's analyzed statistically for relevance as far as how they like the product, whether they want to buy the product, what changes we would need to make the product, what changes we would need to make to the product to make it more likable, so to speak. Anyways, so the first day's done. We've got another day tomorrow. I'm gonna actually drive from here now to the gym, which is close to my hotel, then kind of figure out the rest of the evening. Maybe some coffee, definitely some video editing. Since I'm in a hotel tonight, I don't have the family around. I'm gonna try to make it somewhat productive. And I did buy the new Call of Duty, so I'm gonna try to maybe play that a little bit tonight too. We'll see. This may sound like I'm joking, but the truth is, when I travel like this, I really pick my hotel based on two things. Its proximity to the gym and its proximity to a coffee shop. Luckily, this hotel looks like it's next to a pretty sweet gym. It's like a powerlifting gym, so should be pretty kick-ass. That was by far in the 10 best gyms I've ever been to, and I feel like I've been to a lot of gyms. Yeah, that was by far one of the best. You can definitely tell that they're going for purely a very serious lifter, somebody who likes to lift weights, and particularly they're skewing to people who want to lift heavy and want to be, I wouldn't even say bodybuilder, because bodybuilders, there's some equipment lacking in here, that, and there is some equipment that they have in here that I think some people who bodybuild wouldn't use a lot of and may prefer other type of equipment. So I would say it's really geared towards big, strong guys, pure as that. And it's really cool to see a gym try to fit that niche. And it's even cooler to see like people who you can definitely tell who are hardcore into that scene lifting next to people who are really, you can tell they're not really serious power lifters, but they like to train in that manner now. Like it was rare to ever see people like doing a good deadlift, and now here in 2018 you see people doing deadlifts all the time now, and in particular in this gym, stellar deadlifts from people who, they don't look like powerlifters, they don't look like strongmen, they look like normal people who are just trying to get their fitness on. It's called Ozark Iron Gym. It's in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Very cool, highly recommend it. I had a blast. I had so much fun that today I decided to just do my normal workout, which was a snatch day. So I basically did power hang snatch pulls, and then I followed that up with some of the equipment in here that I don't get to play around with a lot. So I did additional leg work. Today I did leg press, lying leg curls, reverse hypers using a machine, and I did some standing calf raises using a machine. But I had so much fun. They have so much fun equipment in here. I'm going to come back tomorrow morning before work real early. I'm going to get in an epic upper body day and just like be a kid on the playground in there. So I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm very happy that I stopped in and tried that gym versus just going to the hotel gym. So that was a win. Now it's time to check into the hotel, get some coffee, food, and then be semi-productive for the rest of the evening and maybe get a little video games in. So all in all, a pretty good trip so far. That gym was the highlight. Had to get some gas. Cheese. What are you having for dinner?
What are we gonna have for dinner? Cheese.
Really?
A blue monster.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get you, a blue monster truck for Christmas. Made it to the hotel. Got my room all set up. I'm gonna head out now to get some Chipotle, get some coffee, come back here and work, and maybe play some video games. I got some time in to call Cal and watch him eat pizza, so that was fun. Should be a good evening. I'm driving a rental car down here because, well, I'm always a little scared that my grocery getter car isn't gonna make it on long distance drives. But it's also raining, and I'm always so scared of driving a rental car and wrecking it. So, knock on wood, I'm gonna drive super cautious. So, quick story. This coffee shop I'm going to, it's called Onyx Coffee Lab. They have a location here and they have a location in Springdale, and they may have another location someplace else, but this is actually where I had my bachelor party, if you want to call it that. My brother brought me here because he had been here, and he thought it was really cool, thought I'd really like it, and yeah, I did. I loved it. So I haven't been back to Fayetteville probably since then, so it's like 5 minutes away from my hotel. I planned that, obviously. So I'm gonna go there right now, get some coffee, and then get some food. This has been a killer trip. Obviously, I miss Cal, I miss Kelsey. It would be way more fun if they were here, but I got to check out a really cool gym this evening, and then on top of that, I get to get some really good coffee. So it's a win-win. I didn't get a lot of great footage in there, but it's a really cool coffee shop. I tried to show off what I could without being like the creeper with the camera filming people while they're like trying to chill in a coffee shop. Anyways, super cool coffee shop. I got 2 drinks. I got a cold brew that's infused with nitrogen, or some people call it like a nitro cold brew, NCB. The idea behind it is it actually was kind of stolen from, I guess, craft beers. A lot of craft beers were infusing a lot of craft beer makers were infusing their beers with nitrogen to give it like a kind of a creamy looking head, but the idea being that it pulls out like sweeter notes in the beer, and just like extracts the flavor more. So people started doing it to cold brew coffee. I'm pretty sure with the same mindset. It just kind of supposed to charge up the flavor, be less bitter. I think it's good. I like cold brew without it or with it. It doesn't really matter to me, but that's what they had available, so that's what I got. And then I got a pour over, which, I mean, I'm a big believer in like coffee culture that's really inclusive. So I'm not like a stuck-up hipster when it comes to coffee. I like pour over because you can use the right amount of water for the right amount of coffee grinds and get the right brew, right, the right extraction, because that's essentially what you're doing when you're brewing coffee, which I think, because you're brewing it in a smaller batch, I think you get a better cup. Obviously that's not super economical and it's not practical really if you drink a ton of coffee, but for one-offs I think it's really awesome. And so the coffee that I got cold brew is an Ethiopian coffee. The reason why I picked an Ethiopian coffee is really because I have found through my own coffee drinking experience, I can really taste 2 ends of the spectrum when it comes to coffee, and I can taste in those 2 ends, they contrast really well, because I feel like a lot of coffee that people drink, it's very bland and kind of hits like the middle range of the spectrum of like, you know, dark, full-bodied to like light, kind of more of like a clear, crisp body. And so on that like lighter, fruitier, cleaner, crisper bodies, to me, is the more of the Ethiopian coffees. And they have like more fruity floral notes, more acidic to me personally. And then on the other end you have like French presses, or not French presses, French roast, Italian roast, espresso roast that are like really dark and rich and bold and kind of have more of like a creamy cup of coffee to them, and those are great too because they're rich and they're dark and they have more like a nutty, chocolatey flavor to me. Not that it tastes like chocolate, just it kind of has that profile. So yeah, so that's like when I do a pour over, I like to get something that's on one of the far ends of the spectrum, because you get this really interesting, different kind of coffee. I don't mean to sound pretentious, it's just, that's just been my experience, and I think you should try that. Try brewing a cup of Ethiopian coffee against a cup of like Sumatra or a cup of like espresso roasted beans. It's night and day difference. Anyways, now it's time for food. I've gone on my coffee diatribe for today. Sorry the lighting sucks too, it's just, it is what it is. I got my video edited. Those edits take much longer than I ever planned to. It always starts off with, I think I can get this done in an hour. I think every edit probably averages me between, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours. And part of that's probably because I'm slow. Part of that's because I'm only on my probably 30th edit using Adobe Premiere, so it's still a new software, and I'm kind of still establishing my flow and learning where everything is. But I think I'm getting better. I think my edits are getting better. I think I'm trying to, when I actually do like an edit within my video where like those black bars come down, I try to make it look more cinematic. I try to think ahead when I'm shooting to make those shots. I think I'm getting better at the color grading part of it. Yeah, it just always takes longer, but I did get it done. It's exporting now, and because I'm using a MacBook Air with 8 gigabytes of RAM and not the greatest processor, it takes probably 40 minutes to export my edit, and I export it twice. I export it once for YouTube and once for Facebook, primarily just because the end card is different. So the end card for YouTube obviously references Facebook, and the end card for Facebook references my YouTube channel. So it's kind of like feeding to the other place. But that's why I export twice. So it takes about an hour and a half to get both videos exported, and then I set them to upload kind of overnight before I go to bed. So what I've been doing to kill time while it exports is playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I'm using the hotel Wi-Fi, so it's pretty poppy and jumpy. I played one game of multiplayer, which was a lot of fun. It's definitely not enough to give like a complete opinion, but I really liked it. Had a lot of fun. I'm not going to play any more games though, because I don't want to kill my stats right off the bat, because I'm popping all over the place. I did also play a game of the, what do they call it? They call it Blackout, but it's basically Battle Royale, which is, it's basically Call of Duty's version of like Fortnite gameplay, so to speak. It's fun. It's very addictive. That gameplay for some reason is super addictive. I think it's because, I don't know, it's something about that, and it's all these first-person shooters are addictive in that way. There's like it's a variable reward. You each game you think, oh, it's this game I'll play better. This game I'll get my win. This game I'll get this many kills, and that kind of keeps you coming back game after game after game. So it's a lot of fun. I look forward to diving into it more this weekend, because we're going to Kansas City, so I'll have some time to play video games up there. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop that for the night. I'm gonna wait for this edit to export, and then upload it and call it an evening. I'm super excited about my workout tomorrow morning. Try to get there about 6 o'clock, get an hour and a half. I've got my workout all laid out and wrote up, so I'm super pumped for that, because that gym was great. It's got lots of toys. It's gonna be a fun workout. And then work tomorrow, and then I get to go home and see the family. And basically I'll get home, we'll load up everybody, and I'll get home, I'll drop off my rental car, I'll come home, we'll load everybody up in the van, then we'll take off to Kansas City. Looking forward to a fun weekend. That's all I have for you. Good night.